Oh, hi. Welcome to another edition of Fend for Yourselves. I'm your host, Lionel Osborne. No, I'm your host, TJ. And today is a special day because I am going to teach you how to make the most delicious chicken noodle soup you have ever had in your entire life. Forget that opening a can and pouring it in and put it in the microwave. You'll never have to do that again if you don't want to. It's easy, but a little bit time consuming. That's all you have to worry about, the time consuming part. So, as the legendary music group Black Eyed Peas would say, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. And the bass keeps running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running. Okay, like I said, this is a slow process, but well worth it. Okay, we're gonna start with 8 chicken thighs with the bone and the skin and the fat and all of that on it, right? Now, the reason why we use the chicken thighs is because the chicken thighs make the best broth, the richest, most delicious broth. And that is the key, the backbone to chicken noodle soup, as well as chicken dumplings and so forth and so on. We'll learn about those later. If you don't want to use chicken thighs because you think it's gross, because you're a snob and you're snooty and then you can use boneless, skinless chicken breasts if you want to save a few calories and some fat. You can do that. But I'm using chicken thighs with the skin and the fat and all on them because I want my soup to taste good. I don't know what you want your soup to do. So, we're going to take chicken thighs and we're going to cover them in water because we're going to burl them. We're going to boil these chicken thighs. And this is what takes so long. You know, this is the process that takes the longest. So, cameraman Mr. Todd and I are going to have a lot of downtime today.
Yay!
A lot of sharing one with another, possibly enjoying an adult beverage, which I like to do while I'm cooking. Mr. Todd is drinking a screwdriver from a bottle. You know, nothing's better than an already made screwdriver.
Exactly.
Okay, now, a lot of people would say you just cover the chicken in water for about an inch, like an inch over the chicken. I actually do more than that because I want to make sure that I've got plenty of broth. I want to make sure that that delicious, rich broth that we're going to have is plentiful. It's very plentiful. All right, so we're taking it to the stove and we're gonna start boiling. Okay, so we got our chicken in the pot and we got the water on the chicken in the water, and this is how you boil chicken. You come to the stove and you turn on the fire. Ta-da! You're boiling chicken now. All right, you can put the fire pretty high on this because I don't really want to be here all day. A lot of people would say, you only want to boil chicken at a medium-high flame and so forth and so on. Where I don't care about that. Get that temperature up and get this boiling as quickly as you can because this is what takes so long. Cut corners if you want. I don't care. But we need to season this water. So we're going to take a goodly amount of salt, dump it in there. You see how much salt that was? That was exactly a goodly amount. All right? And then this is where you're going to get your pepper mill out. Now, I worked at a sawmill. I've never worked at a pepper mill. But back when I was living and growing up in central Louisiana, I worked at a sawmill. Then I had to learn how to work a pepper mill like this. Oop, just grinding, grinding. You be, I don't see nothing wrong with a little pepper grind. Oh wait, we're not supposed to sing R. Kelly anymore, are we? I apologize. And you just give it a stir, or what? Mr. Todd, not a stir, but a. That's right, a steer. We're gonna steer it up. Steer it up. You know, I made a big deal about how cool my spoon rest is in the first episode. My wife said I don't need to be doing that. She's embarrassed, but look, she went and got me a real spoon rest. Look at that now. There's the spoon rest. And what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna rest while she's washing that, because that's why I don't use the spoon. But hey, she got me a prize. That's all that matters. She is a prize, and she brought me a prize, a spoon rest. Okay, so back to the pot. And you know, that's my wish for everyone, a chicken in every pot, you know? So yeah, we got the chicken in the pot. We're gonna bring it up to a rolling boil. That's gonna take a few minutes, but that will speed it up. But you have to keep an eye on it, because if you're not paying attention and you go off doing something else, which we're going to do, while this is boiling, we're going to get our other ingredients ready. But you have to keep an eye on this pot, because you will be off in another part of the kitchen measuring out seasonings and stuff, and you'll hear whoosh, whoosh, because this pot will be overflowing into the fire. Now, it's not going to explode or anything like if you were frying a turkey or something. It's just water, but it's still going to make that noise, and it's going to stink, and it's going to make you have to clean the stove a lot, and it's going to make you look foolish. You know, that's the main thing you want to avoid, is looking foolish, y'all. Don't ever come in the kitchen looking foolish. You don't do that. So you got to keep an eye on this, and once it starts to boil, remove the lid and let it go. Okay, so now we're just trying to get it boiling as quickly as we can, and we'll come back to that.
One of the main things that we can do to make our homes stay comfortable is to make sure that there are no pests in the home. And the best way to do that is with our friends at Cardinal Environmental Solutions. Now, Cardinal Environmental Solutions has over 25 years of experience in the pest control industry. And the thing about it is that they are from this area. They serve the entire greater Charlotte area, and they grew up here in Charlotte. They raise their families here in Charlotte. They understand the climate, the soil types, all of the various pests that invade our homes, and they even deal with the bad mosquitoes that we have. So if you need someone to take care and make sure that your house is bug-free and rodent-free, then you need Cardinal Environmental Solutions. They're very easy to find. Just go to acetj.com/cardinal, acetj.com/cardinal, and start living pest-free today with Cardinal.
Okay, we're going to check the chicken and see how we're coming and see if it's boiling. No, it's not even close to boiling yet. So put that back on. We got some more water to boil. This is boil water day. It's actually the only recipe you're going to get is how to boil water. Oh, one more thing. A lot of people would say, how are you making that chicken broth without putting celery and carrots and onions and that sort of stuff in there with the chicken? The way I do it, the reason I'm doing it like that is because this is the way I like it. So mind your business. No. Because I don't need all of that stuff in here. All I need in my broth, because it's going to be so rich and delicious, all I need is salt and pepper, mainly just salt. Remember, I'm the salt king. I come marching into town like this, Salt King, like that. So we're going to let that go. Now this water, which one is that? Which one on here? This one? Wrong one. This one. There we go. Again, we're going to get that boiling as quickly as we can, because that's what we're going to do our noodles in. While the chicken's boiling, we're going to go ahead and cook the noodles, because it's called what? Chicken Noodle Soup. Okay? Now, Mr. Todd, pass me the noodles. When I'm looking at you.
My bad.
We can't do anything fancy. No special effects at all. Okay, now this is just the store brand egg noodles. Again, if you want to save some calories or whatnot, use the no yolk noodles. I've done that for my clean version of the chicken noodle soup, but we're not worried about that today. We're just doing it regular. And you say, well, how much of that? I'm usually would say you're going to need about 3/4 of the bag. But who's ever going to come back and use 1/4 of a bag of egg noodles? they'll sit in your pantry and just dry out, and you'll end up throwing it away one day when you're cleaning out your pantry from winter to spring. So just go ahead and do the whole bag. Trust me. They're cheap. If you got to throw away a few noodles, it's not going to kill you. I know we are in a food shortage now. That is one thing to consider, but you'll be okay. All right, so when that gets boiling, again, we're going to put the lid on it. Make it go faster. We'll get to these noodles. Oh, he was looking. He caught them. Okay, again, while we're waiting on all of the stuff to start boiling, we got the chicken going. We're about to have the noodles going. I thought I'd take a minute to feature another one of my T-shirts. Everybody seemed to like that last time when I did the featured T-shirt of the week. This one is my absolute favorite T-shirt that I've ever had in my life. So if you want to win one of these, one of my T-shirts, this is it. I got this beat up so badly. It's the most comfortable.
Are those holes?
Yeah, look, it's got holes in it. I'm getting to that, Todd. Got some nice holes worn into it. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it finally is unwearable, because I love this T-shirt more than anything in the entire world, more than anything I've ever experienced in my life. My wife, kids, they don't even come close to the love that I have for this T-shirt. So the featured T-shirt of the week, khaki in color and full in my heart.
If you want to sleep better and lose weight, then the product that you need is called Calitrin, or you can pronounce it Calitrin. Very easy for you to get. Just go to acetj.com/weight loss. acetj.com/weight loss for Calitrin.
Okay, this one's boiling. The noodle pot is boiling. And you go, well, you put the other one on before you put the noodle pot on. Why is it boiling already? That's what we call science. Because there's nothing in this pot but water. Blah, blah, blah. Water. This one got cold chicken in it. So that means the cold chicken pot is going to take longer to heat and start to boil than a plain water pot. Okay? So here we go with the noodles. And you say, oh, I don't know how to cook noodles. The directions are on the bag. I mean, I'm not reinventing the telescope or anything. Just give it a stir. Bring it back up to a boil. And once you do that, you're going to check them at about 4 to 5 minutes, because you want it to be like this fella that I went to school with. It's an Italian guy. He's the only Italian kid in Winfield, Louisiana. His name was Albert Dente. We called him Al Dente, and that's what you want. That's what you want these noodles to be, is al dente, which means it's not completely soft. It's got a little crunch still to it. Because when we take them out of there, they don't need to be completely mushy, or they don't need to be done all the way through. Because when we put it back in the soup, they're going to cook a little more, so then they'll be mushy and gooey and gummy, and you don't want that. So about 4 to 5 minutes on that. We got the chicken going just in time, because it was about to boil over like I told you not to do. So, but I heard it. See, that's what happened was, I've been in the kitchen enough to be able to hear it. I heard it, and it's going. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the fire down a little bit on that. Keep it at a good boil, decent boil rate. And you're gonna do that for 45 minutes. See, I told you it takes a while. 45 minutes boiling the chicken. Now, you don't want to cut corners on boiling the chicken. I did that one time. I was on this special diet and workout routine where all I was eating was boiled chicken with no salt and boiled red potatoes with no salt. Stripping my body of water, you know. It was dumb. I was young, but hey, I look good. I look better than I look now, I'll tell you that. But anyway, I got in a hurry cooking my chicken, and I didn't cook it enough. And that day at the gym, well, let's just say it's a good thing the gym had a restroom close, because it was bad. I barely drove myself home before I just kind of passed out in bed with dizziness, throwing up, and the other. So Don't undercook the chicken. That's not just people saying it. Just don't undercook chicken. It'll make you sick. Okay, the noodles are done. They are al dente. And you go, how do I know when they're al dente? Because you grab one out of there and you taste it. And if it's crunchy, kind of a little bit crunchy, then it's ready. It's al dente. Now, I'm gonna take it up. Well, hold on. First of all, I'm gonna show you this because it's a colander. And we're gonna just take it over and drain these completely. Oh, it's splashing. Oh my goodness. Look at all those noodles. Whew. Now that is some skilled cooking right there. And you say, wait a minute, I forgot how to do that. It's on the, like I said, it's on the package how to do it. You go, well, they're gonna get cold. It's fine. Just leave it. Just leave it. You don't need it. But now we still got this mess we're waiting on. Okay, hang on, Todd, I'm coming. Hold on, give me a second. Oh. They got foam on me here. I'm good. Man, that soft drink had a lot of foam in it. All right, it's been 45 minutes. So we're gonna turn that off. And if you look, it looks kind of disgusting. I mean, all this film up on the pot and everything. It's not appetizing looking at all. But I'm gonna take this platter that my wife probably would not like for me to be using for this, and we're gonna take the chicken out of there. Get you some thongs like these. You always got, you never have enough pairs of thongs in the kitchen. I probably got 8 pairs of thongs in here.
Oh my God.
And I always need more. So you want to get, kind of get that. Did a door open on it?
Yeah, Jody went outside.
My wife is driving me crazy up in here. Because it's hot in the kitchen. So I turned the air on, and she just came in here cussing about it, dragging a blanket around the house like she's Linus from Charlie Brown. He's the one that had the blanket, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There we go. Now here's what we're gonna do. We gotta let this chicken cool. I told you, it takes a long time. We gotta let this chicken cool because we're gonna have to get in it with our hands and pull it off the bone. Gotta do some deboning. It smells really good though. I wish we had smell-o-vision. All right. This is the backbone of the soup. It is the broth, the rich chicken broth that we made. And what we got to do with it is, we don't have to do this, but I do it because I don't like little pieces of fat and things like that floating around in my soup. So we're going to strain it. We're going to strain the broth, and sorry, I'm a little distracted. My neighbor Paula sent my wife a message and said that they see us doing a show over here, and she's trying to get her husband Shane to do distractive things in the driveway. But he's working in his flower bed, so he's not paying attention. Okay, so we're gonna strain it. You know how we're gonna do that? We're gonna use a strainer. I don't know which camera's on it. There you go. And I don't like to have one that has a handle. I like to break my handles off before I use them. It's not that it's old and raggedy. And then just get you a regular pitcher like that. And we're gonna strain it off. Oh, look. Isn't that neat? Get all the ugly stuff out of it. Can you see the ugly stuff that came out of it? Ugh! Gross. Now we got the broth ready to go in the soup and make the soup. Okay, the chicken is cool. And by the way, I realize in these shows that I have terrible posture. Chicken is cool.
Yeah, that looks better.
And what we're gonna do is shoulders back. We're gonna debone the chicken. So we're not just gonna debone it, we're gonna shred it as best we can. Now, a lot of people will do this with 2 forks. They'll try to do it like that. I say the best way to do it is with your hands, or as my middle school principal back in Winfield, Louisiana, Mr. Hobby would say, we're gonna do it with our hands. Get your hands in there and start shredding it. So we're gonna take it now that it's cool, and we're gonna pull that skin off like that. And it's also gonna have some, you know, some icky fat with, did that just squirt juice? It looked like it squirted juice all over the place. So you can throw that away, and it's got some fat here. Get all of that off. I don't want that fat in my soup. All right, so then you get your big piece of chicken here, and you just start pulling it apart, and you discard any things that would be unsavory in the chicken soup. You just want meat in it, all right? So just tear it up like that. And it's gonna take you a little while, but it's not gonna take me as long today because I have a little helper. My little helper is Mr. Todd, the cameraman. And he's gonna help me with this because he's ready to go. He's been here all damn day because I told him this was gonna take a while, and he's like, oh, I got plenty of time, that's fine, whatever. He's done asked me about 3 times, when are we gonna be finished? All right, so you see you're just tearing it up like this. And I can go a lot faster, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Now, look, you're gonna go, why do I have to tear it up in those small pieces? You don't. You can tear it in big pieces if you want to. I do it in the shredded little pieces because I like to have each bite have a piece of the chicken in the bite. That's what I like. But you know, like I said, you can always do this, you know, half butt if you want to. I just choose not to. I like it like this. And that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm telling you how I like it. You do it however you want to do it. But if you've never done chicken noodle soup before, I don't know why you think you're all cocky enough to be doing it your way instead of my way. You know what you call that? Uncoachable. Are you uncoachable? Come on. All right, so I'm gonna finish doing this, and then we'll put it all together. And once you get past this point, it goes faster. You know, we'll just zing along after this part.
When disaster strikes, you can count on the emergency damage experts at Paul Davis. Fire, flood, mold, or a storm, it doesn't matter. You can contact Paul Davis. Always devoted, always polite, always respectful of your needs. Learn more at acetj.com/Paul Davis.
Okay, everything is finally ready to put together. All of the hard work is done. The chicken is boiled. The chicken is shredded. The noodles are done. Everything's ready to go. So let's go. Fire it up. You notice I got my good pot. Got my good pot out. So what we're gonna do is hit it with the chicken broth. Let's heat that chicken broth back up. Look how rich and delicious that is. I mean, seriously, that's about the best looking broth ever in the world, in the history of the world. I don't like to brag on my own cooking and stuff, but that chicken broth is awesome. So adding to that, we got a can of cream of celery soup. Cream o' celery. And put that in there. Because I forgot to tell you that this is a creamy chicken noodle soup. Not just a brothy kind, but a creamy one. Yum. And then you got 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. I hope that was, oh yeah. It's been a long day. Now, you may be saying to yourself, or you may be saying to me on your little device, however you're watching this. You may be saying, hey, why are you making chicken noodle soup in the spring? It's too hot for chicken noodle soup. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, because it's barely spring. And up until now, it has been cold and misty, rainy all day. But now the sun has come out and it's probably about 95 degrees. So just go with it. I mean, who cares? So you got the 2 cans in there. And we're going to bring that to a boil and bring that up to a heavy boil. Because you see how that those cans of cream soup get all, lumpy in there? When you boil it, that'll all smooth out. So you get it to a good boil. Get it to a good boil. Stirring it around. Now, once we get that up to a boil, we will season it. Okay, we got it up. It is back to temperature, as they say. Okay, now, that over there. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to add about a teaspoon of Greek seasoning. This is the kind I use. It's called Cavender's Greek seasoning. I like that. I'm going to put that in there. Look at that. Delish. It gives it a little bit of a green look. All right, now that's all we're going to do right now for a minute as far as seasoning. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of salt in this already from where we salted that broth as we were boiling the chicken. Okay, so we put that in, stir it around, and let that break up a little bit. Now, we're going to go back and add our chicken. Now be careful, because you don't want to splash that hot broth everywhere. So just kind of ease it in. Actually, my hand got a little too close on that one, and that burned. It's all right. It's all right. Boom. Got it.
Yay.
So what happened when we put that chicken in there? The chicken had cooled off, right? So it lowered the temperature of the soup. Now, I can't have anything of this nature, or pretty much anything at all that I'm preparing that doesn't get a little shot of Creole seasoning. And not much. I just, I have to do this or I get fined by my family. They kick me out of the family if I don't use that in everything. All right. So what we have here now, wait, hold on. I'm going to use Mr. Todd's reading glasses for a second. This is how you know you're old, when you can share reading glasses with people. So obviously he shares these with his wife. Did we talk about these last time?
No.
On the cooking show, on the Fend for Yourselves? It's not his wife, it's his fiance, so there's still time, ladies.
I may have laughed at that too hard.
Yeah, it's not funny. Todd. So we're gonna stir it around, get it back hot. Right now it's hot. So I put those glasses on earlier because I didn't realize they were that blue. They are the color of the Caribbean Sea.
Yes, they are.
All right, what are we doing next? All right, you gotta be careful, and we're gonna have to season to taste from here. But how you gonna have chicken noodle soup without noodles? So you go back and get the noodles, and you just eyeball it, how many you think you want in there. Just drop them in. And they're all stuck together now. And I would say that I could have, because I know there's some people, being armchair referees and stuff, I will acknowledge that I could have cooked the noodles in the boiling soup and waited to cook them. But I didn't. And why? Because I didn't want to. That's why. No, because I'm doing this as somebody who's never, as if someone has never cooked chicken noodle soup before. And it's easier when you already have the noodles prepared and you can add them as you go instead of just dumping a bunch in the pot and just taking a chance that it's the right amount. Okay? Now, all you critical people, don't you feel like jerks? Mm-hmm. Now look at that. Look how pretty that is. Now is that the ratio? Noodles to chicken to soupiness? I think it's pretty close. Look at that. You see, I like a lot of chicken in it. Like I said earlier, I don't like when chicken noodle soup just has a little bit of chicken here or there. I want it to have some heartiness in it. Because let's face it, a soup, a lot of times it's not, it's not a good whole meal. But this soup's gonna fill you up and fill you in. Let me fill you in. Like that. And I want to go ahead and tell you that I know, I'm gonna put some more noodles in it. I know I haven't read your comments personally because I have a lucrative radio career that I must attend to from day to day, so I'm really busy. But I have people who read the comments that you leave for Fend for Yourselves here on the cooking show. And I must say, I'm being told that y'all are just a bunch of deviant alcoholics that all you want are drink recipes. You're never happy, never satisfied with anything. More drink recipes, and this one though I get, and I had planned on doing this for a while, but I didn't know where it was going to happen. But you want the full recipe with instructions and all somewhere where you can just read it and not have to watch the video to be able to cook it. That is happening tonight. Can we make that happen tonight, Todd? Do you know? We put the whole recipe up?
Yeah.
Okay, and evidently there's a website I didn't know about.
Fendforyourselves.com.
Fendforyourselves.com.
So we'll have it on there the day after it airs.
The day after it airs,
that way-
not tonight as it airs.
And that way Frank would have to work late.
Oh, Frank would, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that way Frank, our webmaster, would have to work late. What he means is that way he would have to work late. He didn't want to do that. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I like my chicken noodle soup a little bit thicker than that. Like when I say creamy, I want it creamy. So, what we learned last week, how we want to thicken something up and make it creamier. What do? We take our trusty 1/4 cup of water with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Stir it up. Let's bring this up so it's boiling. Remember, because when you're cooking something, it reaches its maximum thickness when it comes to a boil. Right? When it's boiling, that's as thick as it's going to get. If you want it thicker, you got to add a thickening agent. Which, by the way, looks like I've been to many, many thickening agents in my life. Because I'm getting thicker and thicker, thicker than a Snicker. But hey, that's not, y'all aren't my therapist, so no need for me to keep talking. All right, so we're gonna bring that up. Now you could eat that right now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna get a little taste. Boom. And I bet you it's gonna need a little something. Come on, get on. And I'm gonna have to blow it because it's hot. Okay. I'm gonna add just a little salt to it. Go back in and re-season. A little salt. A little more of this. A little more of this. And I'm gonna get some mayonnaise.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not putting mayonnaise. All right. Ooh, that gave me a headache. Okay, so it's coming up again to a burl. And here, I'm just gonna probably just use a little bit of this. Give it a little bit of a thicker texture. Just like boom, just like that. See, it's thickening, making it even creamier. Oh, if there's a shortcut to be taken, I will take it. A little bit more. Now, I think after we let this simmer for about 20 minutes, you'll be ready to eat it. 20 to 30 minutes. So we're gonna put the temperature down, let it simmer. And I am so ready to be finished with this. All right, now I've been here all day. All right. I got crime documentaries I'm supposed to be watching. All right, we're ready. Finally. It has taken us about, in real time, 3 hours. So if you're gonna make this for people, block out 3 hours and know that you're gonna have, if you make it for yourself or just a couple of people, you can eat on this for a week, you know? Freeze it if you want to. You always come back to it. Now we're gonna ladle up a little bit for Mr. Todd, but only a little bit. And why? Because my wife wants to make sure that we have it for dinner tonight. Like, she thinks you're gonna eat this whole thing, Todd. She thinks you're a... He's a pig. We'll go in there and get him a little of this here. I mean, seriously, look how pretty that is. Let me get you a little napkin. I'm gonna set your place, Todd. You can come over here and eat it. But, oh, we're not gonna cut and edit? We're just gonna... All right, he's ready to go. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, the soup is delicious. I tasted it.
It really is.
Mr. Todd has had it before, so it's not like he's eating it for the first time. I've cooked it for him before. And so there's no need to go through the charade of acting like he's tasting it for the first time. Now, the key is, again, that broth. To get your broth rich is the one thing that really makes it and sets it apart from other chicken noodle soups.
It is worth 3 hours.
It is worth 3 hours?
It's worth 3 hours.
All right. That's what she said. But I can't believe I just did it. That's what she said. I should have said pause. That's what the kids say, is pause when you say something like that. So, chicken noodle soup, the recipe will be on the website fendforyourselves.com tomorrow. So Frank doesn't have to work late. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the comments that are, flattering. And all the other ones get banned. They get stricken and you get banned if you don't send a flattering comment.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep it up every week, to be honest with you. Pause. But I'll try my best. Because like I said, this is not Mr. Todd's main job.
Oh, stop.
I gotta beat traffic. That's what he said. Let's go ahead and do it. I gotta beat traffic. So anyway, thank you very much. I love you. I love you all, but I got to go.
Really good.
Is it better than the leftover one?
That was good. It does taste really good.